Hello again, chaps. It's me, John, with you again, and it's now time for the final build update number 4. In the final one, what we're going to do is I'm going to just basically finish off the vehicle. It's already been built and painted. You just have to do the decals, bit of pin washing, bit of dry brushing. Get it dull coated and just finished off. Simple as that. I'm going to start off after getting it a glass coat. Now I'm going to put on the decals. After the decals, I'm going to give it another glass coat. Now that's dry and everything else, then I'm going to give it a kind of a bit of a pin wash just to highlight some of the details on it. After that, then it's dry brushing. A little bit of bit of weathering, nothing too drastic. I'm not going to do any chipping or anything like that because it's going to be new vehicles, and so we'll just see how that works out. Just a bit of dirt and grime. In the first video, what we did was we looked at the parts. It was an unboxing. We looked at all the parts and what they look like. Second one, then we started to build it. The third one, we were building it. We also got it painted up. Already, and she's at the stage she is now. So I'm going to turn the camera around, bring it down to the bench, we'll have a look at it in its current state. Just getting ready now to put on the decals. It's only a small few decals going. I think there's only about 4 or 5 decals to go onto it. So there's not major work there with the decals. So I'll just bring the camera around down to the bench and we'll have a look at that. Alright, here we are. She's all painted up now, and I'm after giving it a gloss coat. For the gloss coat, this is what I'm after using. It's Outcloud 2 Aqua Gloss. Okay, it's the ALC 600 Aqua Gloss. Spray it straight from the bottle, no mixing, no nothing, don't shake it apparently. Goes a long way, it really does, and it's absolutely fabulous gloss, and it gives a lovely finish to the surface and all that. It gives it a lovely shine. Then again, that's what gloss coat's supposed to do, aren't they? But they leave it down a nice kind of a base for weathering. Like I said, that's the body of it. I'll shove this back, and here we go. Here's the turret. You can see the top of the turret, the camouflage scheme there came out really nice. I really like the camouflage scheme on that and how it came up. Those lines are lovely. A homemade mask. Basically, it's just Tamiya tape to mask it off. It takes a bit of time to get it all in and get it all into the right spots and things. But that's all it is. It's just time. It's nothing difficult, nothing hard. Right, so I'm going to get the decals on. Okay, here's the decals. You see here we've got some numbers. We've got the parade markings. We've got some, I think they're probably divisional markings or unit markings. And we've got the normal Russian crest then, which will go on to combat vehicles. If we get out the marking guide for it, here we go. We see that we're using 5 or 4, so be it the whichever battalion we're going to use, or company, or whatever they are. I'm going to use one of those and a number. Okay. Same idea up here again then with number. We've got the unit marking type thing there at the back, the number 3, which is that military crest. That's all I can say about it. So we've got our numbers and things like that, and I presume then it would be the same on the opposite side, even though they only give us one of these number 3s. Okay, so it only goes at one side of the tank. Numbers wise, we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we've we can duplicate the numbers on either side, alright. There's the marking for the back and the two front ones. Yeah, there's no divisional thing on the back. Yeah, we only have the one of these and it's at this side. So most of the markings go on the turret, only one or two then on the body itself. So I'll go ahead, I'll get them done and have a look at it, see what it all looks like, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so now the decals are done. And it's glass coated again. Okay, so the extra glass coat now should be able to help me move the wash around. Okay, so what I did was I made an ordinary little bit of wash, used some ordinary acrylic paint, acrylic black, and a little bit of brown, just to give it kind of a dirty, a muddish kind of colour for it. I'm now going to kind of give it a little bit of a pin wash in certain little areas, just to highlight all these little panels and things, just to make them stick out that little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to go on, I'm going to get that done. We'll have a look at that then when the pin washing is done. Right, I'm after giving it a bit of a wash, pin wash in some places, other places then got a bit more of it. And as you can see now from the panels, okay, so these panels here and up here, they stick out better. Okay, you just kind of get a bit closer into them there and you can see it. Oops, trying to shine off it. There you go. Right, you can see those panels just sticking out a little bit better than they were. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take bits of wash that sort of collecting in places. Right, I'm going to wait until that's fully dry. Any areas then that I don't want it, use one of these. Quick lick. Okay. That'll gather up any excess in areas that you don't really want them, or if there's a little bit too much, things like that. Okay, there we go. You can kind of fine tune it a little bit with a cotton bud. Again, now I'm going to wait until it's fully dry. Right. Because we are using water, and water will react again with the paint. There's water in the wash that will react, start to react a little bit with the paint. Makes the paint kind of sticky. You've often seen that now if you've put washes on, you can't touch it for a while. That kind of a stickiness to them. Okay, so while that's going on, while it's drying, that's when you do your touch-ups, do your little tidy. It's areas that there's a bit too much washing, or you can find it kind of gathering in places. You don't want that. Alright, any areas in there's, you know, kind of not sure, always bring it down. Always bring it downwards in the direction of, say, if it was water, what way water would flow. It flows downhill, doesn't it? Yerp, it do. Okay. And after leaving a bit of fluff or a bit of tissue in there now. Yeah, just trying to see a bit of tissue. Oh, happy with that. I'm really happy with that now, how that's turning out. So next now is to get that dry, give it a dry brush. And for a dry brush, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the original colours that I used on that. right? Because I'm after giving it say a black wash, and I'm after giving it the gloss coat. That's after darkening up all the colours. So now, if I give it a dry brush with the colours in those places, I mean here in this area here I'll use the green, in this area here I'll use the dark yellow, just to dry brush it off, and that will kind of very, very slightly put little shades and things in there, make it look just make it look used, okay, not dirty, or sorry, not damaged, but used, a bit of dirty, a bit of grime here and there. You want it to have a bit of grime in it. You don't want it spotless clean. I mean, no tank is spotless clean. Maybe just after they wash it, and that's literally the only time they're fucking clean. Once they go out on the road, they've got fumes, you got dust, you know yourself with your own car and things. Dirt will gather around. And when you're driving across fields and things, grime and dirt gets everywhere, no matter how hard you try and clean it. And with military vehicles, they're not really, when they're out on the ground, they're not really worried too much on how clean they are. Once they get them back into their the depot, then they clean them up and they power hose them and make them all spick and shiny again for the next time that they're due out. But in the meantime, we're going to have it dirty-ish. No, not dirty, dirty-ish. Right, so I'm going to leave that dry. Happy enough with how all that has taken. So I'm going to leave it dry, and then, like I said, I'm going to give it the dry brushing. So we'll see how that turns out, the dry brush. I know that the colours here, I'd say it's my camera is doing it, because they're slightly darker again than what they actually are. There now gives us slightly better. For some reason there it was given the kind of a funny colours. But yeah, I must say it does look good. It looks actually better in real life than it does on pictures. But the pictures do show, you know, where the wash is gone, especially around here, around the machine gun area, you know, all that sticks out. Especially areas where it's all the same colour and you got panels. You can see the panel lines and things. Right, so I'm going to leave that dry, and then I'm going to give it a dry brush. So, like I've always said, when you've enough done, stop. When it looks right to you, just stop. Even though you said to yourself, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to give it a bit of extra weathering here, there and everywhere else. And you get to that stage that you just look at it and it's, wow, yeah, that looks good. If I do any more to it, I won't go for, I won't get the effect that I'm looking for, or I might even get a better effect than I was thinking I'd get. So then, you know, it'll tell you itself, you know, stop. So that's what's happened. I'm after giving it a pin wash, which turned out to be sort of an overall wash, cleaned off all the main surfaces, things like that. Gave it a dry brushing with the original colours, which lightened them off in certain areas, made it look nice. And then I gave it a dry brushing with buff. Yes, buff paint. XF57 from Tamiya. Okay, XF57 buff. There you can see it. There we go. There we go. XF57 buff. They have a light up here. That's what's making me look kind of funny. But when I finished that, I just said to myself, "Oh, that looks perfect." But it looked perfect to me. Okay, and I was happy with it. So I'm not even bothering dull coating it, because the wash and a couple of other things that I've done to it, I've taken that heavy shine off it. So now it kind of it's a kind of a, it's got a shine, but it's not glossy shine. Okay, so I'm happy with it. It looks realistic. So I'm finished. Yep, I've finally finished the T-14 ARMATA. So I'm going to have a look down on the bench now, and this is the final reveal of the ZVEZDA 135th scale T-14 ARMATA Russian MBT main battle tank. Like I said, if you've been watching the other videos, you'll see the construction of it and how I thought of the construction. I thought it was very good, actually. The painting went well, and the weathering was minimal when you think of it. Just got a wash and a bit of dry brushing, and that worked. That's all it needed, because you know, it wasn't heavily weathered. I didn't want it heavily weathered. I didn't want it too dirty or anything like that. I didn't want it dirty at all, to be honest with you. But I'm happy with it. I really am. I'm happy with it. And there's some areas there that look absolutely fabulous. Some areas, grand. They're okay. I'm happy with it. So let's go down. Let's have a final look at the T-14 ARMATA, and let me know what you think in the comments box below. Tell me what you think of it. Personally, I think it came out grand, but then again, you know, I'm biased. I made it, but what do you think? Let me know in the comments box below. So let's go down to the bench. We'll have a look at it and its final reveal. So there she is, ZVEZDA's 135th scale T-14 ARMATA. Okay, like I said, I am really happy with how it turned out. Lovely kit from ZVEZDA, lovely kit indeed. No major fit issues. Any problems that did come across, I could kind of quite easily fix them. One or two areas that I found difficult, I found it for a finish, I was happy with them. I think I've got a bit of foreign debris in here. Yep. Bit of debris. Overall, I'm really happy with how it came out. I'm going to zoom into a couple of small parts there. Like I said in the little talk there, that I said I'm really happy with how some parts turned out. As in, the wash gave it a kind of a nice grimy look in certain areas. So I'll just pop this off here. Down here now where those pipes are. They look real. They really do. I'm really happy with that. Also up around here, where the mechanism there for the driver's hatch or the commander's hatch, whichever it may be. I'm not sure whether it's the driver's hatch or the commander's hatch. Oops. If you look at that there, oh, that came out lovely. And you see the pin washing there, how it highlighted those little panels. Each panel is nicely highlighted. Came out absolutely lovely. It really did. Okay. That's the back here then on the engine deck. Again, everything kind of came out better than I'd hoped, being honest with you. It really did. All that pipe work and all that kind of stuff, it just looks grand. It just looks natural. It looks very realistic and metal, and you know, everything just looks perfect. And those panels then on the top as well, same idea. The dry brushing of the buff paint came out lovely here on the on all these little, you know, rivets and bolts and things. It just kind of made them just stick out a little bit better. You can see it just on the very tips of them there. Just caught the tips of them and the edges of some of those things. But that to me looks real, looks realistic. Okay. So I was happy with how all that came out. The base is just the base that I had lying around. I haven't made a base in ages. Literally, like I said, I just don't have room for them, so I just make do with some of the older bases that I've made, and they work out grand. Sure, they do grand. It's only just for sort of a displaying it. That'll go onto the shelf with a lot of other vehicles. So overall, I'm happy with it. I really, really am. So, like I said, let me know what you think yourself in the comments box below, and on now to the next one. Isn't that it? So keep an eye on the channel for an unboxing. When I do the unboxing, you know yourself, I do the build and the painting, and then the final reveal and all that. So there she is anyway, ZVEZDA's 1/35 scale T-14 ARMATA. And final spin. Okay, so don't forget to leave your comments below in the comments box. Don't forget to give it the old thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, and if you have, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate it. So until the next one, lads, stay safe, enjoy your modelling. I'll be back very, very shortly with a new build, and I'll see you on the next one. So in the meantime, enjoy your modelling, stay safe, and be nice to each other, okay? Be nice out there. It's a small world. There's no need for aggravation. Okay, so there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments box, and I'll get back to you with a new build very, very shortly.